106.7 KROQ FM, Pasadena, Los Angeles. It's Kevin and Bean time, and it's time to schmeck. Soon as I get my... Where's the cool places?
106.7 KROQ, KROQ. It's Kevin and Bean. It's 6:10. Basketball, NCAA action going on tonight. You got your basic Loyola Marymount game.
They will win. They will.
It's 8:25 Eastern time. They play Alabama. Tough defensive team, though.
But too much offense.
UCLA lost last night, in case you missed that.
I'm even liking the games, you know?
Really?
Yeah.
See, NCAA, the ultimate sporting event in the world.
Did you see the final shot by UConn?
Oh, man, University of Connecticut. Talk about at the buzzer.
Like 0.1 second.
Jeez, the finger just let go of the ball. Swish. Yeah, but they had a 19-point lead earlier in the game.
Yeah, but Clemson... You see the face of the Clemson guy after he made it? He just sat there and went...
Oh, my God.
I am going back home for a long off-season. This really sucks. All right, but the big news today, ladies and gentlemen.
Schmeckfest.
Schmeckfest 90.
Schmeckfest.
It's a German festival. It's going on in Freeman, South Dakota, where they're tasting German food. And what else are they doing there, Bean?
Well, I'll just say this. It snowed about another inch since you guys started talking about basketball. There's really no way, even in your wildest imagination, it could be any colder than it is right now. I'm standing in the coldest point on the planet.
Where are you exactly? Tell us where you're live from.
I'll tell you, I'm right off the freeway, if you want to call it a freeway. It's a dirt road, but I'm right outside Fensel's Motel, which is where I spent the night last night after the first night of Schmeckfest here in Freeman.
All right.
Now, the neat thing about Fensel's, it's a great room for $19. You get a black and white TV. You don't get a phone, though.
Oh, no.
You don't get hot water. But you know the way they work them here?
Wait a minute. You don't get hot water?
Don't get hot water.
It's 25 degrees and you have no hot water.
Oh, my goodness.
Not included.
That's the best.
But here's the part, guys. You walk up to check in, and all the keys are left in the door of the hotel room, and there's a note on the manager's door that says, go ahead and take whichever room you want, leave the money in the room in the morning when you leave.
No way.
That's how it works here.
You don't even have to check in?
You don't even have to check in. You just leave the money in the room when you leave.
They trust
so
you.
Bean, of course, you're going to leave, right? You're not going to pay. You're just going to take off.
No, my little friend Mark, I have actually already taken care of that. The folks here at Fensel's have been outstanding. I've been hanging out with Lefty and Edna this morning.
Wait a minute. Lefty and Edna? Lefty and Edna?
Yeah, I'm afraid so. They're newcomers to town. They've only lived here since 1936. And the rest of the townspeople aren't really sure they're going to stick around yet, so nobody apparently talked to them, so they were glad to get company.
All right, what kind of a town is it? Can you describe it for us quickly?
In a few words, kind of small, 1,400 people.
Right.
I want everybody to picture a town with no McDonald's, with no 7-Eleven, with no Denny's, with no Taco Bell, with no bank, with no gas station, with no life.
But with Bean.
With no hot water.
That would be hell, Bean.
Oh.
Well, it's apparently it's Freeman, South Dakota is where it is. But we've got a full day plan. I'd love to stay and stand outside here in the snow and talk to you all morning. But I'm heading over to Bob's Market.
It's Schmeckfest 90. Now, you told me a little bit earlier, the newspapers are following you around?
I'm not joking. There's a guy following me around all day today with a camera, and apparently later on he's going to do a big interview. I think it's going to be the cover story. It seems that no one has ever visited Freeman from Los Angeles before.
Very nice.
So that's the big story. You guys got the number. I'm going to head over to Bob's Market, which I found out. Now, they didn't tell us this. It's actually called Bob's Clover Mart. That's the real name of the place.
Maybe that's why they didn't tell us anything about it.
Spent some time last night with Bob and his lovely wife, Karen. And we'll be heading over there. I'll be actually running the cash register this morning, so I hope you guys will check in as we do all the Schmeckfest activity. There's plenty of food planned for later today. There's a play later. We're going to see Kiss Me Kate. And really just meet probably the entire town of Freeman here this morning.
All right, it's Schmeckfest 90 going on. It's part of our continuing coverage of this fine event is Kim, the guy from Los Angeles. We're going to try and call him again. He's from there. Any chance of running into any of his relatives, Bean?
Everybody in this town is related. I'm not joking. You'll mention something, and they'll say, oh, yeah, well, his brother married my sister-in-law's uncle. So if I meet anyone, they'll be Kim's parents, but I'll see if I can track them down for you. I'll ask around.
All right, man. Schmeckfest 90, thanks for calling.
Love to stay in chat. Really cold.
Secure the Cult, REM, Michael Penn, all coming up on KROQ. Let's first get a quick check on traffic with Laura at 6:14.
Very foggy in the Pomona area, also on the 91. Here's the freeways where there's heavy fog, so leave early. On the 60, on the 91, on the 15, and the 57. In Diamond Bar, North 57, south of Lambert, there's a refrigerator in the slow lane. I don't know how it got there. In Long Beach, a multi-car crash on the northbound 405 at the north 605 transition. Non-injury crash south San Diego Freeway south of Rosecrans. It's 6:15 on KROQ.
Music fans, here's the one word you've been waiting for. KROQ.
106.7 KROQ, KROQ. It's Kevin and Bean at 6:28. Live from Schmeckfest 90. We'll go back to Bean in a couple of minutes. He's in Freeman, South Dakota. Foggy this morning, mostly sunny this afternoon. 74 downtown. This weekend, mostly sunny with highs around 73. High of 40 in Freeman, South Dakota for Schmeckfest with Bean live next on KROQ. 106.7 KROQ, KROQ 632. Gather round, boys and girls, and listen.
You know that Schmeckfest is a special time each year.
Tony Orlando.
Kevin and Bean will be in Freeman, South Dakota.
Yeah.
To meet those East German chicks and drink some beer.
10 degrees right
There'll
now.
be lots of screaming men and women and children. There will be sauerkraut and knockwurst. Did we mention beer?
Whoa, baby!
Thank you, our special new friend Tony Orlando.
No problem.
For helping KROQ celebrate Schmeckfest this year. All right, Bean should be at Bob's Market right now in Freeman, South Dakota.
And Kevin's dialing the number.
Let's see if we can get a hold of him. He says he's going to run the register this morning.
He's actually working.
Bob would let him do that?
I don't
Maybe
know.
he'll keep him. Maybe Bob will keep him there.
He was there all day yesterday. He says the newspaper is going to follow him around today for this big Schmeckfest 90 celebration.
Morning, this is Bob's.
Is this Bean?
Yes, it is.
Are you answering the phone now?
We have a special on head cheese here this morning. $1.99 a pound.
You are talking to us live from South Dakota at Bob's Market.
I'm in Freeman, South Dakota. I'm reading the local newspaper here, the Argus Leader, to check out all the big news. The big movie in Sioux Falls. You have to go to Sioux Falls to see a movie. It's about 60 miles.
Right?
Wow.
I say to people, you got to go 60 miles to see a movie. They say, sure, we make a whole day of it. It's the best. Big movie in Sioux Falls this week, Kevin, was Look Who's Talking.
It's a little behind.
It finally made it there, huh?
Apparently it pulled in, it says here, they talked to the manager of the Midco movie theater in Sioux Falls, and apparently the film pulled in 500 more people this week than last week. So it's on the way up.
There you go. And so what, Star Wars next week?
I think they're expecting that next week, right?
And Bambi next.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So I'm here at Bob's. I can sell you whatever you need over the phone. We do mail order here.
Explain to us the whole Schmeckfest idea. What is going to happen here this morning in Freeman, South Dakota?
All right, now happening right downtown, we are broadcasting live from Schmeckfest Central.
Right.
And that, of course, is Bob's Clover Mart.
Right.
Happening
Bob's
downtown.
what?
Clover Mart.
Bob's Clover Mart?
Not really sure what that means, but they seem to like it, so we let them go with it.
All right.
So happening right downtown in the whole general Main Street vicinity, which is pretty much the heart of town, is Schmeckfest. They're setting up, I guess now, they're setting up a huge banquet hall where up to 500 or 600 people can eat at one time. And it's all served in long tables with red and white checkered tablecloths.
Right.
And we go, and they bring the food around, and we eat. And then we go off and we see the play. We got a play, too. Now, I'm a little concerned because it's a musical, and Bob told us earlier in the week they don't do a lot of dancing here in Freeman. So I think that may slow them down. I don't know how that's going to work.
It's going to be a boring musical. Is that what you're saying?
Well, it could be.
Is Bob there? Is Bob there at the store? Or has he left you there by yourself?
Bob is here. Would you like to speak with Bob?
Sure, put Bob on.
Here he is. Bob, Kevin.
Morning, Kevin.
How you doing, Bob?
Not too bad.
Man, we appreciate your hospitality this morning. This is great.
You sent the right man out here. I think he might be in the play tonight.
Is that right?
Yep, the way things are going.
You're going to put Bean in the play?
He might be.
What kind of a role would you cast Bean in?
Well, I think he'd have to fit in with the gangsters.
He's kind of a dork, isn't he?
No,
You could tell
I
us,
don't-
Bob.
Come on.
You could tell us. We all know.
He can't hear you.
we're having a good time with
All
him.
right. He hasn't hit on any women yet, has he?
Well, we've had to watch him very close.
You
because
should-
He was after, and he likes the older women, too. I can't understand it.
Make sure.
Truth comes out.
Make sure and put a couple of
Yep.
security guards on him at all times.
That's right.
All right, Bob. Hand him back the phone.
Okay, see ya.
All right.
There's my good friend Bob.
That's the nicest guy in the world.
Yes, he is. He and his lovely wife, Karen, welcomed me into their home with open arms last night.
All right. Now you're saying the whole thing is supposed to get underway here in about 15 minutes, right?
Getting underway in about 15 minutes or so, right? And also, I haven't been there yet, but apparently there's some sort of a Schmeckfest museum where they actually they make food. I mean, we can actually see them making bratwurst and that type of
Yum.
thing. You can buy quilts, and really, it's just more fun than I think we can stand in one morning. But that's the spirit of Schmeckfest. And
I am giddy with excitement. I just
We are
want you-
living through you, Bean.
I want to remind you that we are here in the hottest spot in southeastern South Dakota. And it's Southern California's only live coverage of Schmeckfest 90. It's only in Freeman, South Dakota.
and it's only on KROQ.
You bet.
636 News and Traffic next.
U.S. Air, California's most frequent flyer.
Thank you, announcer man. Reggae Sunsplash 90. Got tickets for that coming up in a couple minutes. UB40, REM standing by. Let's get a quick check on traffic with Laura.
very foggy, Kevin, on the 60, 91, 15, and 57 freeways, so you might want to leave a little early. In Long Beach, a multi-car crash on the northbound 405 at the north 605 transition. That's on the right shoulder. Crash south of Sepulveda Boulevard near Mulholland on the southbound San Diego freeway. In Mission Hills, there was road work which shut down the two outside lanes from San Fernando Mission Road to Rinaldi on the northbound San Diego freeway. That's over now, but very backed up. It's 6:40 on KROQ.
Pro and anti-abortion activists in Idaho are waiting for Governor Cecil Andrus to sign, and signs are he will, the most restrictive anti-abortion bill in the continental U.S. It would ban the termination of pregnancy simply because the woman does not want to have a baby. Efforts begin at once to reverse it in court or repeal it at the ballot box. Meanwhile, in Maryland, a legislative fight ends with the decision to put a referendum that guarantees women's right to obtain an abortion on the November ballot there. In many states, lawmakers may be anti-abortion, but polls show the public wants the laws to stay the way they are. George Bush says please to Moscow, please use restraint with Lithuania. The Russians are moving in more troops to the Baltic Republic, demanding Lithuania disband its new militia. Moscow promised to avoid using force, but has made no commitment, really, to talk with Lithuania about real independence. A gooey mess on 225th Street in Carson, a 150-barrel crude oil spill from one of 14 underground refinery pipelines. The question is, which one? A year after the Exxon Valdez oil spill in Alaska, tanker captain Joseph Hazelwood faces a fine, maybe even jail, on one misdemeanor conviction of negligent dumping. Lack of blood test data made it impossible to prove he was legally drunk at sailing time. He was asleep in his cabin when the supertanker went aground, spilling 11 million gallons. Exxon still faces trial for its responsibility. Locally, Warehouse Records and the LA police agree we didn't think the crowd was going to be that big. They obviously don't know Depeche Mode or its fans very well. Anyway, the record store will pay the police overtime, and the police say they did the right thing in sending away that huge crowd before more than 7 people were injured more than slightly Tuesday night on La Cienega during the abortive record signing party. Celebrity medical updates. Doctors say all went well during back surgery for pop singer Gloria Estefan, injured in a band bus crash, while 49-year-old comedian actor Richard Pryor is comfortable in a hospital in Australia after chest pains, which were diagnosed as a mild heart attack. It's over. Duke knocking UCLA's Bruins out of the NC2As while the Kings won. Not much sun in the 70s in LA today. I'm Doc on the Rock.
It's Kevin and Bean at 6:49, the official Schmeckfest day. Bean, are you there?
I am, and we are the official Schmecfest station.
Live from Freeman, South Dakota. Steve, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here too.
Steve, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from the Antwerp station in L.A.
In L.A.?
Yeah.
Tell me what you just heard, man.
Hey, I walked into one of my stops, and that Steve Morris guy on K.Earth radio station said they were the official radio station of Schmeckfest.
I don't believe it.
Yeah, either did I. Couldn't believe it, so I had to call and tell you guys right away.
Wait, K.Earth 101 oldies?
Yeah.
They're taking this thing seriously, huh?
Yeah.
Are they live in Freeman, South Dakota, too?
That's right. Where's their correspondent? In the other market?
I think so. He must be.
So, Bean...
Well, I mean, I'm obviously I'm mortified. I mean, it's the 32nd annual Schmecfest, and KROQ has been here for all 32 years, as you know.
Have we really?
I'm well, maybe not. Maybe we missed a few years during the war and everything. But
this is kind of funny that we're having a good time with it. And K.Earth 101, boy, they're taking it. They're gonna send a We'll send a correspondent right over.
The official station.
You know, I'm actually working at Bob's Market today. They've got me putting away milk.
And you're about to go check the food, right?
Oh, I'm on my way. I'm starving. I've not had a thing yet since I woke up, so I'm about to go check that out.
All right, take Bob with you.
Okay.
Have him lead you around. Steve?
Yeah.
What are you off to now, man?
I'm getting ready to go to another stop and deliver some more bread.
All right, well, we appreciate you calling up.
Can we urge our KROQ listeners to dial up K.Earth and tell them they're a lion sack of manure?
K.Earth 101. Call them up and let them know.
Now.
KROQ.
Will you cut me to the quick?